A macro is a series of steps that Access runs automatically. Access macros are different from macros in other Office programs in that you don't record them. Instead, you select actions from a menu and save those steps as a macro. One common use for a macro is for controls on a navigation form. For this movie, we're going to create a macro to open the products form. To do that, on the ribbon, click the Create tab, and then in the Macros and Code group, click Macro. Doing so opens a new macro and also displays the Design tab under the Macro Tools heading on the ribbon. To the right side of the macro, there is the Action Catalog Task pane, and that allows you to set the program flow, for example, by using an if-then statement, or to set your macro up for other actions such as data entry, data import and export, and so on. In this case, we're going to create a macro that opens the products form. To do that, I'll click the down arrow here in the Add New Action list box, then scroll down, and click Open Form. When I do, the interface changes and allows you to set the parameters for this action. In this case, we're only going to set one, and that is the form name. So I'll click the Form Name list box's down arrow and click Products. Then, with that in place, I'll press Ctrl S to save my work, and then type in a new name for the macro, and in this case, I'll just call it Open Products Form, and press Enter to accept that, and then Ctrl W to close it. Now, if you want, you can run the Open Products Form macro by double-clicking it in the navigation pane, as so, and I'll press Ctrl W to close the form. If you want to rename or delete the macro you just created, you can do so like any other object in the database. To rename or delete the macro, right-click it in the navigation pane, and then select the option you want from the shortcut menu. So for example, if you want to open it in Design View, you can do so. If you want to rename it, you can click Rename, or if you want to delete it, you can click Delete. Macros make it easy for users of all skill levels to add automation to their databases. If you need to have Access perform a simple task, such as opening a form, you could easily use a macro instead of VBA.